Why is Wellesley $100,000 room, board, and tuition?
You started so nicely, Tom. I think, look, because people want to go there, because everybody sees, kids on social media having a great time, and every kid wants to experience the same thing. When there's demand, people will pay.
So there's a top 100 schools, a top 250 schools?
Yeah, there's a top everything school. Don't you read? If you read, you could see there's top party schools, there's top schools for degrees, and there's top schools for experiences. So the competition is out there, and there are people that pay.
I mean, a school like Cornell or Wellesley, Scarlet, you look at it, what, 20 applicants and one gets in? I mean,
I think the ratio is a lot smaller than that.
I think it is a lot smaller as well.
Yeah, that's nowhere close. Okay, my question is, given how much Wellesley or Cornell costs right now, 529 plans are meant to help people save to pay up for that. Do we need the 529 plans to do much more than what they're currently built to do?
No, I think if you're doing it the right way, I think...
What's the right way?
The right way is starting as early as possible, right? And so that's the problem is that most people just avoid it. And look, the also problem is life is expensive and it's hard to balance all these things, retirement, saving for emergencies, saving for college. But if you start early and save often, you can do it. But the issue is people don't start early enough. They don't actually save and invest early enough. So I do think that they can help you get there, for sure. I think the responsibility of parents, though, is also being realistic. Know what you can afford. Not everybody has to go to Wellesley.
Not everybody has to go to the fancy schools.
Exactly. There's plenty of options.
What's the average school cost if we're talking about the drama of $100,000 to NYU Wellesley? What's the average cost in America?
Average private school today, they say, is $65,000.
$65,000.
That's assuming somebody's getting aid.
We went out. We did a very careful survey here. Went out in the street. We dragged into the studio someone to talk about the future 18 years out. Let's listen.
For me, I have a 6-month-old son.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And the team, college savings team, was calculating for me how much it could cost in 18 years to send him
to 7 figures?
To my alma mater, Penn, and they estimate it could cost $800,000. I think separating, you have your retirement money, which is still really important to continue saving for. What we see is a lot of families end up actually using their retirement money.
They borrow from it because they... $800,000, and I mean, it's Gabriela Santos, of course, a force at JPMorgan,
good friend.
is well. So when you start, how do you start?
Well, if you want to pay for $800,000, you've got to be saving a couple $1,000s a month. It's a lot of money. So how do you start? You start, like I said, when the baby's born.
529s of programs?
Yeah, and I think you start when the baby is born. If you're expecting, look, my most favorite clients are the ones that are actually starting before they have a child. And actually putting money away before they have
the wedding gifts. Just give us money for the kids' future.
I'll tell you, it's so true. So really, but here's the thing. You don't need to save 100%. Anything that you're putting away and investing is going to be less in debt in the future.
What you just heard there, folks, with Tricia Scarlata, bronze it. This idea of saving for it all is, particularly if you have multiple children.
Like you do.
You think that's funny? Bronze that. You don't have to do it all.
You don't have to do it all. But be educated. Understand, like you mentioned earlier, the return on investment. Think about what is the return? What is the degree? I'm not saying one degree is less valuable than another, but monetarily, there are differences. So really go into it, understanding what is the cost of this institution, what is the return going to be on that cost? And look at state schools. There's plenty of options. Kids also go half the time. They'll start the first 2 years in a community school and then do another institution
California,
last year.
that's what they do out west.
I know. Well, it's a changing world.
It's half the cost. It's half the cost if you do that. No one cares where you went. They just want to know where you got your degree from.
So this month also saw the introduction of the Trump accounts for babies. Does that change the saving hierarchy for parents? I mean, which do you prioritize if you can't put money into both?
So that's a really great question. I think a Trump account should be looked at as a wealth building account, an early retirement plan. It should not really be looked at for an education savings plan. So for those who are going to get that seed money, you absolutely want to get that free money, that $1,000. Today, there's about 1.7 million people who have already gotten that. And so there's a lot more that are eligible. So you want to get that seed money for sure. But for people that have to make a choice between, do I put money in a Trump account for education or do I go 529? in my opinion, you go 529 because of the tax benefits for sure.
And then there's down the road. Let's look at Tricia Scarlata writing in January here. It's a money must read for you this afternoon. 1 in 6, they owe federal student loans with an average of $39,400. It's $445 every month. Could go for other financial priorities. That's the reality, and some of those numbers are much higher for people.
People are just putting off a lot because they have this debt. So you're graduating college, you're earning an income, you can't move out, you can't move forward in life because you have this. And then you have, parents who take on debt, take on more debt typically than the child, and they're delaying their retirement.
So another question here about 529, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions and misperceptions about it, too. Sure. It's a lot more flexible than people realize. I mean, Tom can use it for his grandchildren, too,
You
right?
absolutely can. And another difference between a Trump account and a 529, a Trump account has to be opened by a parent or a guardian. 529 account, anyone can open the account.
I could open one tomorrow if I wanted to go back to school.
Yes, and you can open one for my kids if you'd like. So, I mean, look, I think it's a lot of flexibility. And again, I think the misconception is that it's only for 2- and 4-year institutions. It's much wider now.
Trade
school.
I just believe that Tricia Scarlata has a statistic. How many people pay full boat?
Yeah, it's about 40-ish%.
Probably 100% of our audience.
Yes.
Because, you look at the FAFSA and you go, you're kidding me.
I know.
And so then there you are, and if the kid can't put the puck in the net, you were full boat at Cornell for hockey, right?
Oh, clearly.
Clearly. But if you can't put the puck in the net, it's full boat.
It's full boat. It really is. And a lot of these schools, you get schools like Villanova, Boston College, they don't need to give any money because there are so many people lined up that want to go there. So University of Michigan, all those schools, they don't need to give them money.
Just want to go to Villanova because of Jalen. I mean, there's no other reason.
Today, yeah. I mean, I wanted to go to Villanova too. I didn't. I went.
What's the number one question you get on a road working for JPMorgan? What's the number one question in seminars you get?
Interesting now, it's about the Roth IRA. Everyone asks about the Roth IRA. So people don't save enough and invest enough in a 529 account, but they're always so worried that I'm going to have too much money in the account.
Why is that?
That is the biggest fear. I'm going to have too much money, yet I don't put enough money away, but I'm worried I'm going to have too much. Then what are my options? So now it really has helped us having the flexibility of the Roth IRA rollover. So that this year is the biggest question is, okay, if I'm overfunded, what can I do? And people feel much better that they could do the rollover to a Roth.
It just speaks again to the misperceptions and misconceptions out there about all of this.
People are so afraid that they're going to put this money away and the kid's not going to go to school. Reality is 70% of kids go to school. And like you said, it's not just 2- and 4-year institutions.
You can still get your
vocational
PhD
apprenticeships
in economics.
You could go back.
529 for you.
I need a 529. The biggest problem here is the 529 used to be terribly restrictive.
Right.
Yeah.
Fossils like me don't realize how constructive it is now.
Correct. And when you think about a qualified withdrawal, I always use this as an example. Every child's qualified withdrawal is going to be different. I have a child who's a musician going for music. A qualified withdrawal for him is the pedals for his equipment, is the production because he's a music major. But then if I got an econ major, I can't use as a qualified withdrawal a guitar. But it is going to be what that child needs to get the degree is a qualified withdrawal. It could be books for sure. It could be computer. It's equipment. So think it's very expansive.
Your child needs the Eventide H9 pedal.
Oh, please,
you need a new H9 pedal. It's exquisite.
You've had Mike Conrath on. And we go to Mike all the time. He's an incredible guitarist, and he tells us what he doesn't need.